everyone's making it through Gatekeeper, no issue, so that is definitely a plus. What is going on? This is the video that you and I have been waiting for. Today, we are finally on the Rubicon Trail. Rubicon Trail. We are finally here. That is wild to say. Just to catch any of y'all up to speed who didn't see the last video, Jake and I picked up this 36-foot gooseneck to tow the Jeeps to California with. The 6.7 was a dream to tow with, very happy with the setup. It's roughly 1,000 miles from my doorstep in Colorado to the trailhead of the Rubicon, and this truck made it a very comfortable drive. Last night we stayed in Reno, Nevada at a sweet little casino, mostly because they had great trailer parking, and this morning we made our way to the Chevron just before Icehouse Road. This is where we're parking the truck and trailer. Since we plan to come out of the trail on the Tahoma side, almost 90 miles away, parking here saves us having to run the 45-minute drive back up Icehouse Road to pick up the truck and trailer when we finish the trail. Plus, the trailhead for the Rubicon on the Tahoma side, in my opinion at least, is a very small parking lot. A little too small for this giant truck and trailer. We got these Jeeps off of the trailer as quickly as possible, fueled up, and made our way to Loon Lake. I am here just beyond Loon Lake, just below Loon Lake is what I should say. And this is the first night of the Rubicon Trail. It is unbelievable. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it that this trip is actually here. The next 4 days are gonna be absolutely incredible. We are on the Rubicon Trail for, we're gonna run the trail, hopefully, if everything goes well, for the second time. With that being said, I have been here 3 times, but I did not run the trail the first time. We just came actually just to right where we're camped, which is just before Gatekeeper. We are here with a bunch of pretty cool people. We have a few more showing up tonight and a few more tomorrow. We have, I'm gonna roughly say right now, I'm gonna say between 10 and 12 rigs in the group. With that being said, there's gonna be body damage, there's gonna be broken parts, but overall, it should be a pretty good time. I think it's pretty safe to say that y'all are probably just as excited as I am to see what the Resurrection Cherokee is capable of. I've been talking about this trip for literal months, and I'm excited. It's absolutely unbelievable that we're already here. We've got rigs on 42s, 40s, 37s, and 35s. It's gonna be a pretty interesting weekend, but I think it also will be incredibly fun. Let's go see what the Resurrection Cherokee is capable of, and let's go see, also what the rest of these rigs are capable of. There is no better place to have a sunset than at the Rubicon Trail sign right here. Here comes Jake right now. Got the Resurrection Cherokee. This is the start to a very, very cool weekend. Day one, our plan is to make it to Spider Lake. We want to camp right by Little Sluice. Our original plan was to head to the Rubicon Trail Foundation property for the first night and run the loop, but a few days ago we found out the property is actually closed for some maintenance on the one day we want to run it, so Spider Lake will have to do. It's slightly closer, so I think it's going to be better in the long run. With all the rigs we plan to have showing up, who knows how long it's going to take us to run this section of trail. And with that being said, the first section of this section of trail is Gatekeeper. coming ththrough the trail. I don't know how many are in our group. I'll have to count later, but everyone's making it through gatekeeper no issues, so that is definitely a plus. Wow, I say no issues and then there's yelling up here. I'm not gonna lie, up until this point I was, let's say, reasonably stressed out heading onto this trail with a group this big. I've never wheeled with anyone in this group, so it was tough to tell what everyone was capable of at first and what they were gonna be comfortable doing with their rig. But that being said, I was also pretty confident going into this that everyone here knew what they were doing. You know, all these rigs showed up, they seemed super legit, very capable, and making it through gatekeeper, although not the toughest section of trail whatsoever, made me feel a lot better for what was to come. Perfect, dude. At this point, we're all feeling good. We're finally on the Rubicon Trail, and we made it through Gatekeeper. If we can keep this pace up, we'll be at Spider Lake in no time. Creek, we've got the original Backcountry Beagles sticker right here. That's a 2-year-old sticker. That's not even the same design we use anymore. And we've got all the new ones. The Blueprint, BCB Fab, You're the Dogs, Rubicon 25, new BCB logo, Blood, Sweat, and Beers, and Backcountry Beagles. Looks pretty good over here. So now, leaving Ellis Creek, we just had a really quick lunch. And the goal is to get to Walker Hill next, and then hopefully Sioux Bowl. See who wants to do Sioux Bowl. We had a quick lunch at Ellis Creek and continued on our way. We have a lot of ground to cover before we can make it to the obstacle I would say that everyone is most likely looking forward to. We want to get there sooner than later, but before that, we have a few other notable locations on the trail to pass through. One being Walker Hill. Basically, I would describe it as a rock garden on an incline. We made our way through Walker Hill and we passed by the cell phone tree as well, and before we knew it, we were at the legendary Soup Bowl. When I came up to Soup Bowl, I was dead last in the lineup. Nick already had tires on the ground in his LS swapped Cherokee on 35s. I give him a lot of credit. When we ran the Rubicon back in 2023, the Resurrection Cherokee was on 35s, and as much as I wanted to, I didn't even attempt Soup Bowl. So I'm excited to see how a Cherokee on 35s will actually do on this obstacle, and I mean the LS makes it that much cooler to watch. This is one of those obstacles where you could just spin tire on it all day, attempting different angles and just trying to figure out what works best for your rig in particular. Nick gave it his best. Huge props to him for putting tires on it. He made a good decision to back off of it after giving it a few attempts, which is definitely better, I mean, at least in my opinion, than trying one too many times and breaking something. I'm sure he's already thinking of plans to come back and conquer this obstacle in the future with this Jeep. Now, after Nick's attempt, no one was running to their rig to try to attempt to come up Soup Bowl, so I guess that means it's our turn. Soup Bowl. No, I'm not confident this Jeep can do it, but I gotta put tires on it. Let's see what she can do. Ever since I've been into off-roading, I've had this list of trails and obstacles that I want to complete. Let's call it an off-road bucket list. The Rubicon was on the top of that list, and we were able to check that one off back in 2023. A Soup Bowl is something I've still yet to conquer. I'm hoping that this trip will be the trip that I get the Jeep up, but I'm not holding my breath. This Jeep still needs a ton of work, like, in particular, a lower gear transfer case. I'd really love an Atlas or something along those lines, because this 4.0 and the NP231 just has a tough time spinning these 40s in certain situations, which we all saw on Hamburger Hill back in Moab, but who knows? The Jeep's been doing pretty good on other trips since then, so let's see what happens, I guess.
Back up.
I haven't watched anyone make it up Soup Bowl in person. Nick's Jeep was actually the first vehicle I've ever watched in person attempt Soup Bowl, but I have watched plenty of videos of rigs making it up, so I feel like I have a general idea of what I have to do to make it up, but I'm still figuring it out as I go right now. I know I have to hit it at a slight angle, which you can see right here. I'm gonna let the driver's front climb over that big ledge, which you can also see right here. And then I'm gonna let the passenger side slider catch on the ledge, spin me sideways, and from there, you know, in theory, the Jeep should climb right up. If that all works out, I'm gonna be pretty happy after this. Just like that, we conquered Soup Bowl.
Oh, that's a good feeling. Oh, that's a good feeling. I didn't build it for nothing.
This was Kellen's second time putting tires on Soup Bowl today. He actually already made it up before I pulled up earlier, so I wasn't there to get it on camera. You can see now though, he's having an issue with his front locker. It's engaging, then disengaging. There's an issue with the electrical panel, the locker switches are run through, so unfortunately he wasn't able to make it up here a second time, but just so everyone knows and everyone's on the same page, this Jeep did make it up Soup Bowl earlier today. Next up, and the last to attempt Soup Bowl in our group, was Jacob and his 1-ton TJ. I think he saw the Resurrection Cherokee make it up and decided he had to try it for himself. We were talking earlier, and his Jeep is a super similar build compared to the Resurrection Cherokee. This Jeep has a 2003 Dana 60, just like the Resurrection Cherokee. It has a 14 bolt, which is different than my Sterling 10.5, and it has the same exact wheel and tire setup as the Resurrection Cherokee, which are KMC tank bead locks and 40-inch Nitos. Jacob's Jeep is sweet. It just looks right at home on those 40s, and it made quick work of Soup Bowl as well.
Nice, dude.
Set up camp right by this little pond. It's within walking distance of Spider Lake. There was already a decent sized group camped on the granite over there, so this will have to do. It was extremely windy when we pulled up here, which in turn meant the mosquitoes were non-existent. On a calm day, I wouldn't even think of camping next to this pond. There probably would have been plenty of mosquitoes. Now, what was supposed to be a laid back night at camp quickly turned into the first night of trail repairs here on the Rubicon. Long story short, after sitting at camp for a bit and looking over the rigs, we found that the high steer arms on Jacob's TJ had sheared off. Luckily, Kellen is the most prepared off-roader I think any of us have ever met. If you break down on the trail, you better hope that he's behind you. One of the most valuable things to a broken rig he carries, in my opinion at least, is an onboard welder, which, in this situation, is gonna come in handy. this Jeep repaired with no issues. Thank you once again, Kellen, for the welder. Overall, I think I can speak for everyone in this group. It was a phenomenal first day out on the Rubicon. Day number 2 out on the Rubicon. I am still in disbelief that this Jeep that has been sitting on jack stands for the past year is actually here. Also, here's my sleeping setup. Night number 2 of sleeping out on the granite under the stars on the Rubicon. I'm gonna try to do that all 4 nights. This morning was a slow one. We're gonna make our way from the Spider Lake area to Buck Island Reservoir. This is a very short ride compared to yesterday, but that's all right. That gives us more time at Buck Island, which I'm very excited for because I haven't spent any time at Buck Island in the past. Last time on the Rubicon, we drove right on past Buck Island, so I'm pretty excited to camp there tonight.
All right, time to leave camp. We had a really nice camp spot right here by this little pond. Mosquitoes were not bad because it was pretty windy. It's also pretty cold. The sun definitely came out this morning. I wasn't aware of it because I didn't check the weather, honestly, but it's supposed to be getting colder over the next 2 days, or the next 3 days. So it's gonna be a cold one. I don't think we're gonna do much swimming in Buck once we get there.
This is gonna be one of my favorite sections of trail, Spider to Buck. I don't know why, but I just remember there being some good obstacles. The Resurrection Cherokee is still doing great this morning. I'm still riding that high of making it up Soup Bowl yesterday. And I mean, everyone else's rigs seem to be doing just great. We've got a good group with us.
This is the spot right after V-notch where we broke our leaf spring last time. It is not bad whatsoever, so I don't really know what happened last time, but I'm sure the Cherokee will do just fine this time. All this loose granite is what you're driving on. And right here, you've got a massive ledge. So sick. Cherokee is doing, I don't want to jinx myself, but knock on wood, it is doing just fine. I am very surprised with how well it's doing without hydro assist. Transfer case, which we all know was a problem in Moab. I mean, seems like it's doing just fine here on the Rubicon. I think I mentioned it last video. I put a new steering box on. We've got the Ironman 4x4 steering box brace for the sector shaft and whatnot. And we also have a cooler on that steering box now. So I think, honestly, that's helping out a lot.
We're making great time this morning. We're closing in on Buck Island very quickly. So what better time for a rig to break than right now? This is Pat's Cherokee. His Jeep's been doing great all weekend, and his Dana 30 decided to do the usual Dana 30 thing to do, which is grenade a U-joint in the axle shaft. Luckily, Pat came prepared. He brought spare axle shafts like anyone running a Dana 30 should. So this should be a 30-minute fix tops. All while fixing Pat's Jeep, I couldn't help but notice a cool little ledge obstacle just a few feet away, and I couldn't help myself. I just had to go put tires on it before we head to camp.
Try it again.
We turn left.
Yeah.
You're gonna slide left and you'll hook up. Coming from western Colorado, where just about everything is sandstone, it's kind of like driving on sandpaper over there. I've noticed that driving on this granite here in California is a lot more slick. Yes, I understand that I just drove through water in this clip, but in general, this entire trip, I've just noticed that this granite is very slippery. So when I saw some rigs going up this ledge, it looked like the perfect opportunity to spin the tires and get a feel for the granite, that's all. Plus, it looked like a lot of fun.
America over here, Burt Rubber.
Yeah.
Did you guys try this thing?
Yeah, we made it.
Right here? Hell yeah. I started over here and I was that. Nice job.
That is sick. This is the heart of the Rubicon, Buck Island Reservoir. This is a legendary location in the off-road community. I've wanted to come camp here for a very long time. For locals, this is a day trip. They'll ride into Buck and enjoy a lunch, enjoy the water, the views, and then wheel out of the trail the same way they came in, back towards Loon. That honestly sounds amazing. If I lived close enough, I would probably do that every day I could. As for day 2 on the Rubicon, definitely shorter than day 1, but what happened next, I would have never guessed was going to happen this trip. Oh man, we were just fixing axle shafts left and right, it seems like. And then all of a sudden it starts snowing. What is going on? I think next time I come out here, it'll probably be in July again. Look at the top of the Cherokee. These are big snowflakes. That's wild. So we just had Vinny show up right here in the TJ. Yeah, he showed up at the wrong time though, I guess. This is wild. Definitely, you know, better than rain, but any day's a good day on the Rubicon, like I said. It didn't even occur to me that it might get cold on this trip. Never mind snow. This came out of nowhere. I mean, some of the guys in the group were literally swimming in the water minutes before it began to snow. That's how nice it was. Some of us retreated to tents or vehicles while the rest of us huddled under Pat's awning. All I remember is it was really windy and it was really cold. Although we did get a little lucky, this only lasted for about an hour. I am freaking cold because I only packed for July or August, but look at it now. It's like it never even happened. You can see all the clouds are heading that way. Absolutely insane. First snow for the Jeep, I think. Man, that was cold though. Day 3. This is our last full day on the Rubicon, and that is actually really sad to be saying out loud. Last night, as you all know, we stayed at the legendary Buck Island Reservoir. Today, the plan is to make it to the legendary Rubicon Springs. This is another short drive. It's only a few miles between Buck and Rubicon Springs, and the most well-known section of this part of the trail that we're going to be doing today is known as Big Sluice. A long series of obstacles heading downhill into the valley towards Rubicon Soda Springs.
we're kind of dropping into the springs right now. From what I remember, it's just this and then Rubicon Springs. Wow, this thing is getting a workout. Mostly because I'm driving the wrong way. Surprised with the leaf springs. You know, this Jeep now compared to 35s, Dana 30, Ford 88, lockers front and rear. Now with it on tons, locked front and rear with 40s. You know, it's really just point and shoot. Nice. Here, once again, at the green Rubicon Springs Bridge. What a good feeling. Finally be back. Crossing this bridge, the green Rubicon Springs Bridge, is a feeling that I don't think will ever get old. This is the second time I'm crossing it, and believe it or not, just seeing this bridge right now is one of the highlights of this trip for me. Way back before I had ever run the Rubicon, I dreamed of crossing this bridge and getting photos of my own rig on it, so to be here for a second time doing just that is a great feeling. And I mean, what makes crossing this bridge even better is I get to do it with all these badass people in their badass rigs that I met literally only 3 days ago. Now, we're unfortunately closing in on the end of this trip. Today is the last night we're gonna be camping out, but man, has it been incredible up to this point. We're here at the Rubicon Springs Bridge, and obviously I've been putting stickers all over the bridges and actually just the bridges, not any signs. And I had this one, the Blueprint Cherokee Resurrection Blueprint sticker with my Instagram handle on it, and I dropped it straight into the water over the bridge, and that's littering. So I had to swim to go get it because this is a piece of trash basically at that point with my name on it. So don't worry, I got it, and I actually was able to still stick it on the bridge. So now we're gonna make our way to VIP camp here at Rubicon Springs. It's true what they say about the Rubicon. It really is just obstacle after obstacle. So this whole section here between the bridge and Rubicon Springs, I totally forgot about, and it's a pretty good set of obstacles. The back half of our group and I stopped and spent a pretty long time at the bridge, so we fell a little behind. I think at this point, the front half of our group is already setting up camp at the springs, but that's all right. We are taking our time and enjoying what time we have left here on the trail. I mean, who knows when we're gonna be back? Hopefully sooner than later though.
Driver more.
Best you can with
Right there.
Yeah, you got it. That's it.
of this last day here on the Rubicon, we relaxed. We hung around camp and just enjoyed the river. VIP camp is right on the river. It's actually a really sweet camp spot. We talked over brews and looked over everyone's rigs, and I couldn't be happy enough. This turned out to be an amazing trip. Huge thanks to everyone who came out. I truly enjoyed y'all's company.
No, I'm good. Oh, I didn't need more. There's enough.
We are not done yet. We still have to make our way from Rubicon Springs to the end of the trail, which is the Tahoma staging area. Although the bulk of the wheeling is behind us, we still have Cadillac Hill to conquer, which, from what I remember, is no joke.
Day 4 on the Rubicon. We are heading out of Rubicon Springs. The only part of the trail we have left is Cadillac Hill. And after that, it should be pretty smooth sailing. It is absolutely wild that, you know, this trip has been planned for over a year, basically. And it's gonna be over today, which is, like I said, just wild.
Observation point, which is the top of Cadillac Hill, the trail is sadly basically done. I can't wait to be back. For those of you watching, dying to hit the Rubicon, start working on your rig. Let's plan a Rubicon Fordyce trip for 2027. I'll see you there. Man, this video took a long time to get out there. It has been June, July, August, September, almost 3 months to the day since we've been on the Rubicon. It took me a little while to edit this video and get it out there, but I'm very excited that I was finally able to get it done and share it with you all. We've been having a great summer. We've been having a very busy summer. We've been hanging out a lot with friends and family and actually spending a lot of time here in the shop. Rubicon 2025 exceeded all my expectations. I literally can't wait to be back. We are going to be planning another trip. I'm hoping like a Rubicon Fordyce trip for 2027, so stay tuned for that. We're going to see if we can make that happen. I mean, there's plenty of time in between now and then, so it shouldn't be a problem. Also, I haven't talked about it much in the last couple videos, but we still have some BCB Fab and Backcountry Beagles merch. You can get these at backcountrybeagles.shop. We have shirts, sweatshirts, hats. I'm probably going to be coming out with some more things, you know, here in the future. And that's all. I think that's all I wanted to talk about, just to catch up a little. The last thing I'll talk about is one of the reasons that this video took so long to come out is we've been doing a lot of work here in the shop since Rubicon, actually. I think after Rubicon, I took about 2 weeks off from just YouTube in general, and then we got right back to work here in the shop. We are in the process of a brand new build that is going to be here on the channel. I mean, hopefully within the next month or so. I'm not going to go too much into depth on this. You can kind of notice what it is already, but that one's going to be a fun one. We've been having a lot of fun building this rig. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed seeing what the Resurrection Cherokee can do on the Rubicon. I had an absolute blast. I'll see you on the trail, and I'll see you next time.